Hi everyone, I'm super excited to be with you today because I have finished another one of my October reads. It's getting into the stretch. I have one day left to finish my other one, but I'm not worried about it. Let me tell you about The City of Dark Magic by Magnus Flyte, which I read on my Kindle. This is a really enchanting, great book. The plot is there's this musicologist whose name is Sarah Weston, who is called from Boston to Prague to replace her beloved mentor, Dr. Sherbatsky, after he apparently commits suicide by jumping out of a window of a castle that has connection to Beethoven, who he was an expert on, and Sarah is also an expert on. And so she flies to Prague, meets all these really strange characters, including one, Max Anderson, who is the heir apparent to the Lubkowitz, I think is how you say it, fortune and castle and all of that. And so through a series of very mysterious events, Sarah is really trying to discover what happened to Dr. Sherbatsky, because she doesn't believe he committed suicide, and she thinks that Max is involved somehow. She starts talking to these other experts who are restoring this castle to make it ready for a museum. They talk to her about what was going on with Dr. Sherbatsky, and she thinks that this dwarf, Nico, he is a dwarf in the literal sense, she thinks he's involved somehow, and there's a rumor going around that Sherbatsky and Max were on drugs, all this kind of craziness. This is really a genre-bending novel because, yes, it's a mystery, but there's also kind of a love story, but it's also kind of sci-fi, but it's also kind of historical. All kinds of craziness going on. There's intrigue, and it's set in Prague, which is not a city that I've ever really... It's beautiful, don't get me wrong, but it's not a city that immediately comes to mind when you think of European mysteries. It's not a city that comes to mind when I think of Beethoven, but apparently he spent a lot of time there. And music, there's lots of music. I really loved this novel. I think that the biggest draw to me, well, first of all, Magnus Flyte is an amazing writer. I felt like I was there, which is a big draw to me. I tend to not finish books if I don't feel like I'm in the story. And he really sucks you in, and you feel like you're in Prague, you feel like you're in Boston, you feel like all of these things are happening to you. And it's just amazing. It's just wonderful. The characters were hysterically funny, especially the experts on the various subjects, on the various different things within the castle. There is an expert on portraits named Eleanor, an expert on medieval arms and armory named Susie, who is gay and Asian and from Texas and used to be a beauty queen. That was hysterical. There is a Baroque expert named Bernie who is they're just crazy. There's a power-hungry Virginia senator who has connections to the castle, but you're not really sure what. The characters were really great character development. The writing I've already talked about. I just really enjoyed this book, and I cannot wait for the next book by Magnus Flyte to come out, which is City of Lost Dreams, and we will see a return of some of our favorite characters from the first book. It's actually coming out in November, and I'm really excited. And I basically give this book 5 out of 5 stars. I mean, 5 out of 5 stars. It's just fantastic, and it's really fast paced. It's never boring. I think that, and there is an idea in it that is just amazing. I don't want to give it away because it's kind of a big deal, but there is something that happens in the book that it will just make you really think like, oh my god, if that could really happen, it would be the most amazing thing in the entire world. So I definitely recommend The City of Dark Magic by Magnus Flyte. No matter what genre you're interested in, I think you would really enjoy it because Magnus Flyte really makes the characters and the setting come alive. And that's my book review, and I hope to see you guys later on my other October book to be read that I will finish. So have a great day. Bye.